Now, some big breaking news coming in today at 4 p.m. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will be addressing the media and giving contours of the economic package that was announced by the Prime Minister yesterday. NDTV has learnt some details of that package, of the government's package for the medium, small and micro enterprises, the MSME package. An extra loan worth 3 lakh crore will be given for or kept aside for MSMEs. Every registered MSME firm is eligible for 20% extra loan. Also, a proposal to pay the April and June salary of the employees of such medium, small and micro industries from the ESIC fund, and that is essentially the Employees State Insurance Corporation Fund. So that's a proposal that NDTV has heard. These are, of course, what we've learned from our sources. So we'll have to wait for the Finance Minister's final press conference, where she will detail the government's package of economic package. But this is what NDTV is learning from its sources. A one-year moratorium on loans is also likely, and interestingly, this proposal to pay the April-June salaries of MSME employees from ESIC funds. Also, every registered MSME firm is eligible for 20% extra loan, and for MSMEs that have been one of the worst affected by the lockdown, many of them struggling to pay employees as has been mandated by the government, struggling to get their business going. So clearly the government really thinking of those small and medium micro industries, and a special part of the economic package will be only for the MSMEs worth 3 lakh crore. So this should help the MSMEs during this time, and due to the impact of this lockdown. Of course, the Finance Minister will be announcing all these details today at 4 p.m. in that press conference, where details will be shared on just what the economic package that the Prime Minister has announced, what the contours are. Well, let's go across to Sanket for more on. To Sanket for more on this story. So, Sanket, tell us, what are we hearing right now on ahead of the Finance Minister's press conference?
Well, yes, we have information about, though we do not know for certain whether she is going to talk about the MSME sector in particular, because as the Prime Minister said yesterday, the package and where all it will be distributed is something that will be divided through the course of many press conferences, and will be divided either in terms of various sectors or areas which need immediate financial assistance. Now, the details that we have as of this moment is perhaps a sneak peek into the government's MSME package, that is the Medium and Small Enterprises package, which, by the way, was in the works for a very long time. We've got information that the government may be planning an extra loan worth 3 lakh crore rupees, which is to be given. Every registered MSME firm can now be eligible for 20% extra loan. This is a proposal as of this moment. There is also a proposal, because there was a demand from various MSME companies that the funds of the ESIC must in fact be used to pay the salaries. There is a proposal even now that the salary between April to June for the MSME workers who work in the MSME sector must come from the ESIC. So we'll have to wait whether this announcement is made or not. And there's another additional information that we have, that there could be a one-year moratorium on the loan that is taken by various MSME companies from the government.
All right, Sanket, especially interesting was what we've heard about the salaries of MSME employees, because we do know that's one of the big issues that a lot of these medium and small industrial, enterprises are facing, paying of salaries, and it's something that's been mandated by the government that you cannot not pay the salaries of employees. So this proposal to pay them from this ESIC fund, and then that is the Employees State Insurance Corporation. So that's an interesting proposal there, and fairly radical to pay the employees through this fund for the next 2 months.
That's right. What we have gathered as of this moment is that this is still a proposal. This proposal is available with the government. Now, it will be interesting to see whether it is accepted or not. However, there is a mention that the government is thinking, and it's in an advanced stage of approving a proposal like this. In fact, just to give you perspective, the ESIC, which is the Employee State Insurance Corporation, has the fund has 31,000 crore rupees in it. We also know that what the requirement of the government in order to pay the money will be an additional burden of 5,000 crore rupees. Because if they were to pay the salaries, they would have to factor in this additional amount. All of this is being worked out. See, this is all a last-minute exercise as of this moment, where the government has taken a lot of time in trying to figure out what the MSME package should be. Now, there's a lot of criticism also on whether this is the most appropriate response to take the MSME sector out of the crisis that it is in. Should giving of loans be the top priority, or should the government actually think of other forms of assistance? Direct stimulus assistance and not just.
Sanket, a lot are also wondering how much cash are we going to see infused into the system? How much cash out will be there? And that's why you're saying that this issue of loans is something that perhaps not everybody will be happy with.
Now, one of the things that is very interesting that we are gathering by way of sources is that the government is planning that of the total 12% annual interest on these loans, the government is planning to give the banks 2% of that. So effectively, the MSME companies will be charged 10% of the annual interest on the loans that they take. Now, will this be enough? Should this be enough to take them out of the crisis that they're in? Was this part of the original demands that were placed by members of the MSME sector? There is also information that the government may plan to invest directly into certain good good companies in the MSME sector also. All of this is a blueprint or a little bit of a sneak peek that we've been able to get into the government's assistance plan for the MSME sector. Because one thing the government is very clear, they have to have a very strong and robust stimulus package for the MSME sector, for the economic wheels to be moving. In fact, we're also getting information that there could be a bank loan restructuring, existing bank loan restructuring also for the various MSME firms. So new loans, restructuring of the old loans, loans at a discounted rate, and salaries, proposal to pay the salary from April to June from the ESIC funds. All of these are part of perhaps the government's proposal to revive MSME sector.